Good evening. I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Husker baseball took down the 7th-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores this afternoon at the Cambria College Classic in Minneapolis. Here's Greg Sharpe's call of the final out.
Shea comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Little bouncer to third. Carey up with it. Fires to first. In time. And the Huskers have beaten number 7 Vanderbilt. It's Nebraska's first top 10 win since 2019 when they beat Texas Tech in the Frisco Classic. They get it done today. 2 in the bottom of the 8th to win it 5-3.
Baseball is back in action tomorrow as they take on Hawaii at 3 p.m., 2:30 p.m. for pregame coverage on our radio network. Nebraska softball picked up a pair of wins today in the Hildebrand Invitational. They topped Weber State 3-2 thanks to a walk-off double from Caitlin Neal and shut out TAMU Commerce by a score of 3-0. They are set for 2 more games tomorrow, including a rematch with Weber State, with pregame coverage beginning at 12:45 p.m. and 16th-ranked Arizona at 4 p.m. In the Big Ten women's basketball tournament today, number 1 seed Indiana holds off Michigan State 94-85, and Ohio State sneaks past Michigan 81-79. Currently in action, number 2 Iowa leads number 7 Purdue 27-23, and to close out the night, 6 seed Illinois will face off against 3 seed Maryland at 7:45 p.m. Former Husker edge O'Shawn Mathis ran his 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine last night with a time of 4.74. O'Shawn also put up 21 reps on the bench press. Tune in on a Saturday as Trey Palmer and Travis Vokalak will be going through their Combine drills. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now get ready for another night of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Crossover dribble on the take on the left hand to layup. Got it! Derek Walker!
Anderson hammers one to center. That's hit pretty well. Kern backing up. He's to the track. He's to the wall. And that ball is gone.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome in, everybody, and give it up for Cole, his very first ticker, and he absolutely crushed it. It's Friday. Welcome into the party show. We've got a full 2 hours headed your way. And when I tell you this is a jam-packed show, wall to wall. We've got great guests lined up for you. We're going to talk plenty of Husker baseball. Greg Sharpe's going to join us from Minneapolis. Nate Rohr, as Husker softball picked up a pair of wins. They've won 6 in a row. Emmanuel Bandoumel going to be a part of the show. And then we're going to have a live guest coming up. Nick Bryant, who was a Big Ten champion at the Big Ten Track and Fields Championships last week, won the 600 meters. He's going to be live in studio. So get those calls and text in 402-413-2400 if you have any questions or thoughts and you want to pass along. We're going to have a live guest in studio joining me here. So yeah, we've got a ton to get to, but you just heard it. Cole had the score and the final call from Greg Sharpe. 5-3 win over number 7 Vandy for Husker baseball. The first win over a top 10 team since 2019. And, so many positives to talk about that, you could highlight. The pitching, obviously the bats. The bats have been hot since the beginning of the season when Greg and Ben had talked about that's absolutely going to be a positive for this team is how well they can swing it. But it was on full display today. And so and for those of you that might have missed the Husker radio call earlier and, during the day, maybe you missed it. Ben McLaughlin got a chance to chat with head coach Will Bolt after the game and get his thoughts. So I wanted to share that with you here tonight on Sports Nightly.
Man, what a game. Let's just start with the craziness. You guys, a lot of traffic on the bases early. Couldn't quite throw the haymaker that you were hoping for, but we were saying all day, you guys just kept coming. You kept swinging, and finally at the end you broke through.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this team we thought we might see from this group. veteran group of offensive players, that extended at-bats, tough at-bats, setting innings up, so you're not always going to knock them down, especially against a great arm like Holton. I mean, he's a stud. That guy can really make pitches when he needs to. But I thought our guys did a great job of staying in the fight. I think we felt like we had outplayed them at the beginning of the game, and we weren't winning on the scoreboard, and that didn't change the way we went about our business. And that's kind of starting to become a little bit of a hallmark of this team, that we just show up and play. And I told our guys, probably my favorite part of the game, aside from GA's home run, was we put Evans in right field to start the inning. I mean, who knows what happens if that ball gets over his head, and then Columbus doesn't start the game. He's a catcher. He's playing first base. That's not an easy play at the end there to kind of stay back and just, catch that ball the way that it did. So this is we got good chemistry. Guys love each other. Guys have each other's backs, and, I think that showed today.
Their guy's good, but our guy's pretty good too. Emmett was on attack all day today. What'd you like about the way he just kept coming at guys, even seeing some balls fly over the fence?
Yeah, I mean, he made some pitches. A couple times they had multiple guys on base. He got a double play ball. He like you said, I mean, aside from one inning, he was on attack. He was getting ahead. And again, we said something to him and to the team, like, solo home runs don't beat you. Just don't set up innings with, 2 and 3 run home runs. So he just stayed on attack, and Shea, what can you say? That's what you expect from a guy like that with that kind of stuff.
He wants the ball in that type of situation. That's why he came back. I mean, shades of his freshman year to coming back and throwing both pitches for strikes. What's it mean for the team when Shea's working like he is today?
Yeah, I mean, he's a captain. I mean, he's a heartbeat. He's a mentor guy to so many young new players that are in our program, and it means a lot to him to be a Husker. And it hasn't been a perfect start to his super senior year, and he's a tough kid, and he's a great leader for this team, and I mean, the guys have a ton of confidence in him. His coaches have a ton of confidence in him, and he's going to have the ball in a lot of big spots for us.
Let's talk about GA. No coincidence, the first 2 letters in his name's Gamer. I mean, that's what this kid is, and he just continues to be. He's not going to wow you coming off the bus, but doesn't seem like a moment's too big for him, and he just seems to keep coming up big in situations.
He's got that dog in him. I mean, there's no doubt about it. GA is. Coming into the season, he was about as ice cold as it can possibly get, and he knows that. We laugh about it, but you'd rather have it be that way. I mean, that guy, he's a gamer, and what a swing. I mean, to keep that ball fair down the line, it looked like it might start hooking a little bit, and it didn't. That dude has had some huge hits for this team in the last couple of years, and couldn't be prouder of him. Okay,
one more thing we got to wrap up here. You and I chatted after South Alabama to not let this just keep getting it too bigger, make it bigger than it was. But today's a huge win. We've been talking about the message you've been preaching to the team. Now they see that it works, and they see that their approach works. How can a win like this affect those days when maybe they're not playing so well and guys' bodies are beat up later in the season?
Yeah, it's just that ability to trust. It's the ability to stay in that trust mode, compete mode, whatever you want to call it, where you just kind of show up and live pitch to pitch and compete against the baseball and not worry about the weather, who the opponent is, any external circumstances. So these guys, I think they have a pretty good feeling that we got some talent, and we start to show some heart. Good things tend to happen.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
That was a fun one to listen to, and 13 hits, and found a way to grind it out, and big character win for Husker baseball, and they'll be back in action tomorrow against Hawaii. We're going to hear from Greg Sharpe coming up in hour number 2 in the 7 o'clock hour and get his take on it and preview the rest of the weekend. Also coming up on the show, we've got Nate Rohr. I mentioned that. We're going to talk some Husker softball. Emmanuel Bandoumel as Husker basketball closes out the season on Sunday at Iowa. Big win, and so look to get another win in the win column before heading into the Big Ten tournament. But also mentioned, we got a live guest in studio waiting in the chair right now. Up next, we got Nick Bryant, Big Ten champ. The champ is here in studio. So get your calls and texts in if you want to be a part of the show. 402-413-2400. The Sports Nightly hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. All right, going to work in our first break here because we have so much to get to, but keep it here on Sports Nightly. Nick Bryant up next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
You ain't seen nothing.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Like the Ford F-150 or the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger pickups. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
When you're a fan, you wear your team's jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. After a win, your world glistens. Lose, and the hurt permeates your soul. You'll always have a place with us in the Cox Fan Zone, where everyone can play and connect with other fans in a big group hug. See, in the Fan Zone, you're not some crazy fan. You're home.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharpe, voice of the Huskers. Say Fan Zone into your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit cox.com/fanzone. Go Huskers.
You ain't seen nothing.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Like the Ford F-150 or the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger pickups. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly on this Friday evening, what we like to call the party show. And we have a guest in studio to continue the party theme here. We have Nick Bryant, Big Ten champion last weekend at the Big Ten Track and Field Championships. Welcome.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Jessica.
We usually don't get to have live guests on a Friday night because, you know, people have a lot going on Friday night. So we appreciate you taking some time.
Yeah, not typically on Friday nights, but when the schedule got cleared up, I said I'm taking this one. And so just having the opportunity to get invited out here is just like top tier for me. I'm so ecstatic.
Well, we got a lot to talk to with you about, but let's start with, 600-meter champion. You smashed the school record, the number one overall time in school history.
Yeah.
Take us through the Big Ten Championships and how you approached it going into it this season, because you improved your time significantly from last year.
Yeah.
And pull that mic up close to you.
Yeah, I'm pull up a little bit closer. Right. Semantics. For me, going into it, automatically knew this was going to have to be one of the best performances I put up. I knew it a month in advance. Everyone was talking about it. For me, I already knew the pressure was on from the jump. And so coming into it, I knew the mental battle was a bigger battle for me because I knew physically I was there. But mentally, you never know you're there until you're there. And when I got there, I just had to kind of enjoy the whole moment for me and kind of have fun. And when I start having fun, that's when I kind of open up to see who I really am, and it's so fun.
Did you know when you crossed the finish line that you had a school record, the best time in school history?
Well, no, because with respect to the Iowa kid and Genoa, just shout out to Genoa because he ran the fastest ever 600 in NCAA history, but no one will ever know about it. Ever, like in the next 5 years, no one's going to talk about it, but I'm going to remember it because I was right behind it, witnessing from an out-of-body experience. So that was, once I knew it was fast because I know he ran 114, so I was like, this one's going to be a fast one.
So to clarify, he was disqualified because he crossed into the lane at the beginning, right? So, but did that push you? Because, I mean, we were talking in the commercial break. I mean, he is really legit at running the 600. I mean, how much did that push you going into it, too?
Oh, 100%. I knew that we were going to be a matchup from start to finish. I knew it was going to be an exciting matchup, and I knew I wasn't going to get that class because my mother's there. So I was like, no, I can't get embarrassed. So that was not going to happen.
Can you hear your mom cheering in the stands? Is she a cheerer? Because Darius's family, Darius, who was supposed to come in with you in the 600 meters, but he, I guess, bailed on you last minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
There's a video posted of his family, and they were cheering in the stands. It can be, because there's a lot of different teams represented there. It can be pretty rowdy, right?
The ambiance is very, like, I wouldn't say sickening, but you can feel it. And so for me, I got to like kind of just zone it all out and just kind of enjoy the moment. And once I just enjoy the moment and not kind of pressure of the crowd, then it's fun. Like I can't even hear nobody until afterwards. I can't even really hear names or anything. All I can hear is just certain words. Yeah.
Visiting with Nick Bryant from Nebraska Track and Field. I found this fascinating. I didn't know this. I learned something new today. You were telling me the 600 meter is an only Big Ten Pac-12 event. So it's not an NCAA national, like you can't run it at nationals.
No.
So tell us about that. Like, so that is literally you just run it in the Big Ten.
Yeah, just running in the Big Ten. I knew that when I actually transferred coming in, I was like, this is one of my like specialties, really, because like 800 is like one of the physical hard races and 400 is one of the fun races for me, and the 600 is that sweet spot. And so going into that sweet spot, I knew that this was something I like to do. And they said this is an indoor event, you can score points. Come in. I said yes. And then ever since then, it's been one of the funnest events for me because I know how to do it, not mentally and physically. So it just flows like water for me.
Because a lot of people might be selfish and not want to lose their legs for other events, but the fact that you're willing to do that for your team, knowing that that's not going to be something that you're going to run for nationals. Yeah. I mean, why were you wired that way where you will do that for the team?
Well, especially coming in for the team, it's definitely a sacrifice I can take. I'm just having fun. And so when it comes to just having fun and just sacrificing my time, not going to NCAAs, which is very hurting. But for me, I can take that sacrifice if I know I'm just going to have fun with it at the end of the day. Because even though I can't get that time back, I know those moments I shared and the moments that my team shared with me, those are unforgettable.
which your race at the time was absolutely massive for the team score. Huskers ended up finishing second, runner-up, but you guys were right there chasing a Big Ten title. What was that like? What's that like when you're part of a team chase? Because it's such an individual sport and you're focused on your individual performance, but when you have a team title on the line, what's it like going into it as opposed to when there's not a team title on the line?
So, yeah, when we all came through it, I'll speak for all of us as a team. We knew about the team title, and we knew the opportunity that it was had. So I wanted that opportunity more than anything. So sacrificing NCAAs for the 6 was obvious. I'll take that, especially if you're competition for a team title. And everyone we knew coming in mentally what it would take. And so we wanted that. And the excitement we had for it, especially, we all were geared for it. We really wanted the whole Husker Nation to come behind us on that team title, but unfortunately we couldn't pull it out because of certain upcoming events and not everyone being able to do what they do. But it was still a fun time that we all shared with each other, and I know for outdoors it's something we're all ready to put on the show for.
How much is it too? Like, because you could tell the teammates when anybody would finish and you guys were all cheering each other on. I mean, how exciting is that when you're going through it and everybody's so invested in everybody's performance?
Yeah.
Because every performance matters so much.
When you see the whole investment, first day it was kind of like the settling and just let it simmer. But second day, you can tell the support, it went from night and day. It went from like, ayo, we have to be there for each one of us. As you can see, like once Darius finished and everyone just came and support, and especially when it became a 1-2 finish with Brighton, that support was just immense. We just needed that. And you can just see it from the energy, from the words, from every point of view. It just had to be supported. And that energy, I don't even think we can replicate it, but not duplicate it. So
how much you just mentioned it. How much can you guys take momentum from how you did as a team to what you take into outdoors and what you could potentially do as a team moving forward?
So I'll say the potential, we just wanted to show that we can actually do it and actually go into the door. And now that we know that we can go into the door, it just opens up for everything because we have so many other, events that we can actually do, such as discus, javelin, 100 meters, 4x1. And so those type of events, we're ready for it. Like, they're all geared right now. The whole team is geared, and we're hungry, especially now for that team title. We just want it now because it's been years.
Ranked 10th in the country. You guys have been ranked in the top 20 basically all season long. What, what's kind of switched? I know Nebraska's always had a dominant track and field and has performed well, but it seems like there's a lot more expectations this season. So why is that this season that there is so much high expectations on this group?
I guess I say the high expectation comes from just all of us that came in together, that we all know who's kind of a high-profile athletes, and we're all coming in. We came in from last year, coming in from Big Ten champs by 4x4, just out of nowhere, and I was part of that, luckily. And so we came with that energy. It was like, okay, they have a chance on the sprint side to do something because we already know our throws kind of dominated most of the years. And so now we want to show that sprints and the throws and the other field events and our jumps, we can dominate on those areas. And that energy kind of came, and we were just like, okay, if it's possible, also from the throws, and you can see it kind of on the sprint side and the field side, it was like, yeah, okay, that anticipation, we were like, we can do it, especially when we were constantly coming in top 10 all season indoor.
What was also cool going into Big Ten championships that week is Trev Alberts comes out to a practice and takes the interim tag off of Justin St. Clair, head coach who had been serving in the interim role. He had the interim tag, but that's officially gone. How neat was that to be a part of that and have the AD there and, for him to do it in front of the team? I
love Trev. I think I just love Trev's energy for everything. I heard he retweeted my post when I became the school history, so I just love him for that. Shout out to Trev. We got to talk afterwards soon. But it was just a situation to where when he came in and kind of scratched off that interim title and said, you're the real deal coach. For St. Clair, I kind of always loved his energy. We always have our mental battles going back and forth. So that's why I always just kind of love him, because we can always have those battles together. And we always just trying to make sure I get better on my end, just growing up in a college student. And I want him to get better at his end in his position. So when he got that scratch-off title of a real deal head coach, we're excited for it. Everyone was in consensus of agreement, like, we want you as head coach. We want you in this position because we know you can steer the ship better than anyone that could come in or not come in the door.
What made you guys believe that? What goes into that? Why do you believe he's the best guy for the job?
His day-by-day energy, it's something you can feel. And the way he talks, real stern, real military-minded. I love him. We always have our differences, kind of seeing eye to eye with certain things, but I always will forever love him because his energy is like unmatched because he always wants to stern accountability for each one of us. No matter if you're number one in the country or you're not even ranked, that energy, he's still going to hold you to a certain standard. And I love people with principles and standard. He can hold you to it.
It was kind of funny because right when he got hired as an assistant coach, he goes to the Olympics and is in the crowd with a Nebraska hat. Mm-hmm. So, of course, like all the Nebraska fans are pointing it out. Like, look at this guy. There's a Go Big Red representative. But he's coached Olympians. How much, when you're talking recruiting, I know you're obviously here now, but when moving forward now, when you're bringing in the next generation of talent, how big is that to have a guy that's coached at that level that has Olympians? Yeah,
for having a coach, let me just go for the basics. Having a coach is just, you need to see eye to eye and you need to see their accountability with their work. And when their resume speaks for itself, it's just like you already have trust in him for your stature and what you bring to the table and how he can only just make it better, just cross out those corrections. It only makes it trust, and that trust factor is the biggest factor when it comes to coach and athlete. And when that coach and athlete trust is there and you can give his all and you can go give him his all, it's no doubt that you want to come and be under his team. There's no undoubtable. You're just like, I want to be here.
Coach Pepin had been here for so long, and so, and you guys had a lot of people that stuck around. I mean, in the day of transfer portal, right? I mean, a lot of people could have exited, but, Brenton Emmanuel was here.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, so, I mean, just how much do you guys believe in this staff and the future of this program?
I think everyone believes, in just every piece that comes with this puzzle, because it's a big puzzle, and everyone has a big piece and big role in how everything functions here. And just seeing everyone just coming in with the energy, because it's very hard to come in with the energy as a coach because you have to come in day by day. And the athletes see that. And when they see that, they replicate that in their work and their performance. And so when their work and performance as a coach is at a great high intensity standard, your athlete's going to perform every day off or on the track. So it's just with their cumulative energy as all coaches after Pepin left, we already knew it was like, okay, we could just kind of just duplicate or get better as far as energy wise, and we'll take it off.
You mentioned you were part of the 4x400 relay team last year, Big Ten champs, and then finished second this year. You going to be on the team again in the outdoors?
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Jessica. I'm there for that show. You know I'll be there. As long as you're watching, Ms. Jessica, I'm there for that one.
Well, what goes into making a good relay team?
Great.
A
lot. Ms. Jessica, I got to be completely frank. I had to say a little bit of luck and a little bit of perseverance and trust and accountability each one of your teammates, because that's the first time you actually got to get together in a track event as teammates, and you got to be looking each other's eyes like, okay, if we're not in the position, none of us can kind of attack the same, because we're in college now, and college athletics and the Big Ten is just like, it's challenging, and NCAA. So you just can't think we're in high school where you can just come from the back and just get a win. No, whatever position you're in, for that second to third to fourth person, the first person sets the tone, and all the other three kind of just either carry that tone or uplift it. And so what makes a great relay team is just that energy and accountability you have for each one of your teammates. And all my teammates that I had in the past, even when we went to Minnesota for that Big Ten and getting first, I just had accountability, and I knew that if they put me in a good position, I'll always attack it. And I told them from day one.
Awesome. Very well said. Okay, last thing I got for you, we've been talking a lot about, this team this year, and you guys are number 10 in the country. What are the goals moving forward for this whole team as you approach outdoors? And yourself too, personally and team-wise.
Oh, for me personally, I can easily get that. For me personally, I kind of separate Nicholas from Nick, the quick, the kind of mantra I got going on, because those are two different people in my head. One person handles business, one person handles the athletic. And when it comes to when they accumulate together, Nick the quick put me in the seat, but Nicholas is going to span out my lifetime. So once those two get together, as far as one person, they can kind of attack anything they want to do. So I already know attacking anything I want to do in my endeavors this outdoor season is going to be phenomenal, of course. And then also as team-wise, I just think we're all ready, and we're very disappointed, especially seeing second from Wisconsin too, which is a shocker. We were disappointed, and that disappointment was kind of carried on. It's like, okay, we got the rest of our guys that are on reserves, and they've been waiting to get on the track as well with us to support us. And so we're here. I think we're all hungry for that team title, especially this year. With St. Clair being the new head coach, I think we just all want that wave to follow suit.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in on this Friday night.
Yes, ma'am.
It was fun, and always great to talk Husker track and field. Big things ahead for sorry, I was reading a comment here on the chat. But yeah, big things ahead for you guys as a team. It was fun to watch you guys in the Big Ten Championship. So appreciate your time. Best of luck, and we'll look forward to seeing much more from you here in the future.
And thank you, Jessica, for inviting me. And just watching is also as well in the Big Ten Championships. It's graciously, I thank you.
Awesome. Well, that is Nick Bryant with Nebraska Track and Field, Big Ten champion in the house here on Sports Nightly. All right, got to work in another break, but we got much more to come. Coming up next, we're going to hear from voice of Husker softball, Nate Rohr, as he breaks down a couple of wins for the Huskers out in Arizona. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Learn more at www.firstinterstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
The Lead Center for Performing Arts is celebrating 33 years of bringing the world's top artists to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus. Upcoming shows include Hamilton, Yo-Yo Ma, American Ballet Theater, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Get tickets at leadcenter.org.
First pitch to Josh. Breaking ball, hammer to left. That is absolutely crushed. Way out of here over the hitting facility in left field.
Hey, Husker fans. Tune in tomorrow with Greg Sharpe and Ben McLaughlin as Nebraska baseball takes on Hawaii. Pre-game coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Softball is also in action tomorrow with a doubleheader against Weber State in Arizona at 12:45 p.m. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. As we welcome you back to Sports Nightly. Heck of the day for the Diamond Sports today. We have a big win from Husker baseball, and Husker softball have made it 6 in a row. And so we're going to talk a little bit of softball with voice of the Husker softball team, Nate Rohr. Nate is joining us from sunny Arizona. I'm jealous that you get to be out there in the sunshine, although it wasn't so bad here today in Lincoln.
Well, it's good to hear that it was all right there in Lincoln. Actually, yesterday, the Huskers were scheduled to practice here at Hillenbrand Stadium, but they got snow.
Oh, my goodness.
So they had to scratch those plans, and they ended up working out at the Fowler's Ranch. You'll not be surprised to know that the Fowlers have a nice batting cage facility out there. So they took some BP yesterday and worked out there. So
did Maddie get in the cage?
What's that?
Did Maddie get in the cage?
No. She's retired from that life, I believe.
Darn, I was hoping to see if maybe she still had it. Well, let's start with the game one. Man, dramatic fashion. Caitlin Neal from Arizona. You told me she had quite a few people there in the stands to walk it off and win that way. How much fun was that one?
Oh, it was fun. And, people might look at that score and look at the result and go, Weber State, why is Nebraska struggling with them? But, this is a Weber State program that has won its conference the last 6 years running and has gone to regionals. They went to regionals last year as a 3 seed. So this is a program with a little more quality than maybe you might think just looking at the name and looking at the conference. And Nebraska had their share of difficulties with their pitcher, Mandy Johnson. But they finally broke through, and they got a pair of runners on in that 7th inning, an infield single by Abby Squire, and then a fielder's choice where no out was recorded. So they had 2 on, none out, and Caitlin Neal comes up with a big hit. And, it's just a further manifestation of her great year. I mean, she's been the Huskers' most consistent bat, and it was, right now with this offense, if there's anybody that's going to come through for you in that spot, it's going to be her. And so she did, and especially in front of all her friends and family that are here at the games this weekend, I'm sure that meant a lot to her.
So I got to admit, I wasn't listening the whole time because I was in a meeting for game number 2. But right when I tuned in, you guys were talking of Sarah Harness. You guys were Coach was making the switch, going to Courtney Wallace, and Maddie was talking about how maybe didn't have the same stuff, but then it was a shutout. So I mean, that's still pretty good if she's still able to shut out a team and not have her best stuff, right?
Absolutely, and I mean. They got Sarah out of there, I think, at just the right time. The Lions of A&M Commerce had loaded the bases with one out in the 6th, and Sarah was starting to lose her command. And so, Rhonda Revelle made the decision to go to the bullpen and bring on Courtney Wallace. And that's an interesting dynamic because Kaylin Kinney, we just found out the last couple of days, is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks with a broken hand.
Oh, wow.
And normally, you would go to Kinney in that situation, replacing Harness. They like that combination a lot, but now that combination isn't available to them. So what will they do, coming out of the bullpen if Harness falters a little bit, and the fact that Courtney was able to come in after throwing the complete game earlier. She came in, she got herself warmed back up, got the Huskers out of a bases loaded, 1-out jam without giving up a run, and then breezed through the 7th. I think that's a really encouraging sign.
You guys, you and Maddie both were really praising the pitching staff, and you actually last week came on with me and were talking that you were pretty high on this pitching staff. I guess more of the same so far this weekend. They've been a real big bright spot for this team.
Yes, they have, and especially the performance of Courtney Wallace today, I think is really encouraging because even though Wallace was basically a co-ace last year and a co-ace or maybe an ace in her own right the year before, at least through the first 3 weeks, she'd been Nebraska's 3rd best pitcher. So the fact that she threw a complete game and won, and then got the Huskers out of a jam and picked up the save, I think that's important for her. I mean, Courtney doesn't lack for confidence, and I think she's got plenty of belief in what she can do. But at the same time, you need some results on the field to back that up. And so her day in the circle, I think, will be a nice building block for her as this year goes along and as they need her more, because with Kinney unavailable, it's going to be Harness and Wallace basically the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, the bats, and you guys are talking about that. What needs to happen to get the bats going a little bit more? As good as the pitching has been, obviously they'd like to see the bats get going more. So what goes into that? How do they fix that?
Well, I know yesterday they really worked on just letting their swings go. Sometimes hitters get hesitant and don't take their full swing and don't swing with confidence. And I think that's where this team is right now. I don't know that their pitch selection's the best. Feels like they're getting themselves out the same way a lot of the time. So you worry that this offense right now is fighting against itself so much that there's not really a point where they can rebuild confidence. I mean, that's one of the downsides of the difficult schedule Nebraska played at the beginning of the year. That Nebraska was facing such great pitching. Yeah, everybody you see afterward will feel easier, but you don't have any confidence that you can succeed. So, unfortunately, I think that's where the Huskers' tough schedule to begin the season has really worked against them, because it just feels like this offense has never been able to get its confidence, get its rhythm, get its feel.
All right, last thing I got for you, just tomorrow, you got Weber State again, and then a big one against Arizona. Give us a quick preview what to watch out for tomorrow.
Well, I think anytime you face Arizona, you're facing their fans, you're facing a powerful lineup. The Cats have been very up and down in the year and a half that Caitlin Lowe has coached them. And, some of that owes to her inexperience as a head coach, and some of that owes to the volatility of college softball right now. But make no mistake, it's going to be a big-time challenge tomorrow to beat Arizona. And for the Huskers to win that game, right now you'd have to say they'd have to keep it low scoring. If it gets to be anything, if Arizona does much of anything offensively, you worry that the Huskers won't be able to keep up offensively. So they'll need another great day from their pitching to win both those games.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to the call coming up tomorrow. 12:45 is when the pregame show starts tomorrow, right? 12:45 Central.
12:45 Central, 1 o'clock first pitch against Weber State. And then about a half hour after that, or at 4 o'clock Central, Arizona and Nebraska. So,
all right. We'll be tuning in. Can't wait to hear you and Maddie. You got Maddie on the call with you this weekend.
Yeah. It's good to finally have somebody intelligent on this broadcast. People have been taking me and having to deal with me for 3 weeks. And
hey, we love it. We love it. You're the voice of Husker softball. Come on, it's the soothing sounds of Nate Rohr calling Husker softball. Hey, thanks so much for your time. We'll look forward to your call tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We got more from Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
Husker fans, don't miss your chance to get a first look at new head coach Matt Rule and the 2023 Husker football team. Be in Memorial Stadium on Saturday, April 22nd for the annual Nebraska football red and white spring game, presented by FNBO. Tickets are on sale now and are only $10 when purchased in advance and $20 on the day of the game. To secure your tickets today or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Looking for a car buying experience tailored to you? Start with Woodhouse, a trusted partner for automotive needs and a proud member of the Nebraska community. With 18 brands and 21 sales and service locations, our dedicated Woodhouse team is ready to provide you a convenient and seamless transaction from anywhere. Whether purchasing, selling, or servicing, experience the difference with Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Welcome back into our final segment here of hour number one. This hour just absolutely flew by, but appreciate Nick Bryant coming in and chatting with us. He had reached out and was obviously really excited about the weekend that Big Ten, the Huskers had at Big Ten track and field championships. And so I was actually going to try to get somebody on from track and field this week anyway, so he made my job easy. So appreciate him coming in here and helping me out, especially since I'm flying solo tonight. He big help there, but awesome to chat with him, and always great to kind of highlight other sports here on the program. We always love doing that. So crazy game, I guess, a little bit crazy going on. I looked up Cole earlier, and Iowa was kind of running away with it against Purdue in the Big Ten Women's Championships, and now it's a 5-point game going into the fourth quarter. So another close game at the Big Ten Women's Championships or tournament. It's been a great tournament. All the games have been close. There has not been a blowout yet.
Michigan State almost They were hanging in there with Indiana until, I think, mid-fourth quarter. Indiana kind of finally pulled away, but I think they might have even been tied at the end of the third. So
no, it was a close game. So they put up a fight. Coatney has Indiana winning it. Do you have a favorite in this?
I think Indiana wins it.
He said don't sleep on Maryland. So I think Indiana. If it's Iowa, Indiana, I think Indiana wins it. But I'm not counting out Maryland either. They're going to be a tough out. So. But anyways, it's been great. I mean, I've said it a million times this week, but I love tournament time. And especially here in the studio, we've got TVs on every wall. And the big one right here to my left, the women's game is up right now. But no, seriously, it's like a crazy weekend yet again. We had baseball weekend, softball weekend, as you just heard from Nate Rohr. Coming up here in hour number 2, we're going to hear from Greg Sharpe, get his take on the big win over Vandy this afternoon. You were producing the game. Did you have the stream on?
Yeah, I did.
I thought it looked so weird in the football stadium.
It was strange. I
couldn't tell where the I didn't know where the outfield was. I mean, it was just it's just kind of weird to see.
They took part of the left field was along where the football field normally was, and then the whole right field was this extra set of turf, and then a huge, almost like a knockoff Fenway Green Monster wall in right. It was a strange setup.
What did you think of that win?
Amazing. I thought, and like Greg said in your chat with him, it didn't feel like we just somehow pulled that win out. It felt like we were in control of that game. Out-hit them, I think, 13-5, and we left many more base runners on base than them, so it felt very deserved against a very good team. So we'll see how the rest of this weekend goes.
Yeah, I thought that was a big-time character win because, you could have gotten frustrated that you left some runners in scoring position. But I also liked what Coach Bolt said about, that's a really good pitching staff that we put up a lot of hits on that are good about getting out of some jams and throwing the right pitches at the right time. So he didn't sound too discouraged in his post-game chat about leaving some of the base runners on that, that was a good pitching staff. But, I thought it was a great performance, and hopefully they can continue to build off of that. And it's crazy how, we were getting some texts on the text line and seeing some comments on social media how dire things appeared to be a couple weeks ago with Husker fans, and now we're back on the right track with a big win today.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't know if that first week was just. I don't like to call things flukes because games do have. I don't know. Games do have outcomes that matter, but that first week was not like what we've seen recently.
Yeah, and they have a lot of new pieces too. It's just figuring it out. So, as Greg said after that first week, I mean, it was disappointing, but no need. It's early on, and even today, I think they won't hang their hat on this. It's still a long season, still a long ways to go, but we can celebrate it while it happens because it certainly was a big win. Hey, we got people that were complimenting you on the ticker, but they want to see you. You got it figured out for the ticker coming up?
I think I have the technical things figured out, yeah.
All right. Cole is the ticker coming up here in just a few minutes. And then again, we got another big hour number 2 headed your way. We're going to hear from Greg Sharpe. Also, Emmanuel Bandoumel. Going to chat with him and talk a little Husker hoops as they head into the regular season finale at Iowa on Sunday. So keep it right here on Sports Nightly. Hour number 2 coming up next. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. All right. Fun hour. Stick with us. We got more coming up right after this.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Cornerstone Bank proudly serves Nebraska with a full line of loan and deposit products. Cornerstone is large enough to handle all of your financial needs while offering the personal service you deserve and the local decision-making you expect from a family-owned community bank. Stop in or call one of the Cornerstone Bank locations near you to discover the Cornerstone difference. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval.
First pitch to Josh. Breaking ball, hammer to left. That is absolutely crushed. Way out of here over the hitting facility in left field.
Hey Husker fans, tune in tomorrow with Greg Sharpe and Ben McLaughlin as Nebraska baseball takes on Hawaii. Pre-game coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Softball is also in action tomorrow with a doubleheader against Weber State in Arizona at 12:45 p.m. Tune in to your local affiliates or at huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red! Good evening. I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Husker baseball took down the 7th-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores today at the Cambria College Classic in Minneapolis. Here's Greg Sharpe's call of the final out.
Shea comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Little bouncer to third. Carey up with it. Fires to first. In time. And the Huskers have beaten number 7 Vanderbilt. It's Nebraska's first top 10 win since 2019 when they beat Texas Tech in the Frisco Classic. They get it done today. 2 in the bottom of the 8th to win it 5-3.
Baseball is back in action tomorrow as they take on Hawaii at 3 p.m., 2:30 p.m. for pregame coverage on our radio network. Also announced this afternoon, catcher Josh Caron was named to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year Award watch list. Nebraska softball picked up a pair of wins today at the Hildenbrand Invitational. They topped Weber State 3-2 thanks to a walk-off double from Caitlin Neal and shut out TAMU Commerce by a score of 3-0. They are set for 2 more games tomorrow, including a rematch with Weber State, pregame coverage beginning at 12:45 p.m., and 16th-ranked Arizona at 4 p.m. In Big Ten women's basketball tournament today, number 1 seed Indiana held off Michigan State 94-85, and Ohio State sneaks past Michigan 81-79. Currently in action is 2nd seed Iowa and 7th seed Purdue. And to close out the night, 6th seed Illinois will face off against the number 3 seed Maryland at 7:45 p.m. Former Husker edge O'Shawn Mathis ran his 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine last night with a time of 4.74. O'Shawn also put up 21 reps on the bench press. Tune in on Saturday as Trey Palmer and Travis Vokalek will be going through their Combine drills. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now get ready for another hour of Sports Nightly here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Crossover dribble on the take on the left-hand layup. Got it! Derek Walker!
Anderson hammers one to center. That's hit pretty well. Kern backing up. He's to the track. He's to the wall. And that ball is gone!
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. Going to be a fun hour. And yes, Cole, 2 for 2 tonight. And you had your on camera there for the YouTube stream. So made the YouTube watchers there happy. So Cole is, again, one of our newest additions to the Huskers radio staff and is going to be doing the ticker. I've signed him up. Most nights when I'm solo, I'm going to make him do the ticker. So good start. I love it. Great job. All right, got some text on the text line to get to. Jim from Grand Island asked, is the Huskers baseball team going to be on radio tomorrow? So yes, tomorrow we will be on the air, 2:30 tomorrow. So stations, app, website, all of that. But the issue will be on Sunday because we have a conflict with men's basketball. So there will be some stations that carry the baseball broadcast, but most of the stations that you would listen to baseball you'll hear basketball. So if you want to listen to the baseball game on Sunday, the app or website might be your best bet there. But yes, we will be on the radio tomorrow starting at 2:30. 2:30, right, Cole? I can't keep all the time straight. I mean, there's a million times. I write them down and then I can't remember. But 2:30, right, for the pregame?
2:30 pregame. Game's at 3, although we're not the first game of the day, so it could be the actual game time. First pitch could be pushed back a little bit.
Could move around. Okay. All right. So just stay tuned on that. But yes, we will be on the radio tomorrow. And then Sam in Omaha, Jessica, do you plan on going to any softball or baseball games this year? Absolutely. And I am really hoping that Bark in the Park happens again so that I can take Sammy. He loves going to the softball games. We had a ball out there last year. You met Sammy, Cole. He is a fan of Bark in the Park. So I'm trying to like send the vibes to marketing to have another Bark in the Park because that was fun. And then we had another text and I lost it here, but just talking about how big the win was here. Let me pull this up here. It was a giant win. And although it's early in the season, a win that could very well likely help get this team in the postseason if we are a bubble team, which I don't think we will be. And then you didn't leave your name, sir or ma'am, but appreciate the text. And then also said, get the app and you can see and listen to all kinds of events. Yes, absolutely. I mean, if that's what's cool about the app is it lists all the events that are live as they're happening, so you can just click back and forth or click whichever one you want to listen to. So I agree. And yes, I agree on both accounts that it's early, but it could be absolutely a big resume building win later on down the road. So, and Coach Bolt was on the show a couple nights ago with Greg and was talking about that, how important the scheduling is here earlier in the season to set up the RPI and all of that, and to build that resume, because it's always important down the line. Everything that you kind of do could matter later on in the season if you're on that bubble or even hosting. It could give you the nod there. So I think that was part of the scheduling and wanting to play these big time opponents this weekend is to get those resume builders. Absolutely. And that was from Kent in Battle Creek. Kent, appreciate your texts. Love all the texts rolling in on our hotline, our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Again, 402-413-2400, the number to text or call. And speaking of the hotline, got a chance to chat with Greg Sharpe a little earlier and get his thoughts on the win earlier today. Greg Sharpe joining us from Minneapolis. How much fun was that one today?
Yeah, that was pretty neat. You don't get a chance to step on the field very often with a top 10 team, and that's what this tournament is going to allow Nebraska a chance to do twice, today and then again on Sunday against Ole Miss. And, it's one thing to win the game, Jessica, but what was so impressive today was Nebraska really dominated this game against Vanderbilt. They out-hit them 13-5, and you're sitting there in the eighth inning and you're going, man, we've kind of dominated this game, and yet it's tied at 3, and then they got the big hit from Garrett Anglin with the home run, and then Bryce added to the lead with a big double, and Shea Shannon was fantastic the last 3 innings to get the win for Nebraska. So to win, and really win convincingly, was a very, very good day for Husker baseball.
I obviously didn't see last weekend, I listened to you guys on the call, but I watched some of the San Diego, and then I watched the stream today, and it just looked like the Huskers were carrying themselves with a little bit of confidence and swagger that you didn't really see in that opening weekend. Yeah,
this is a team, you're right, that's a good word. Swagger's a good word for this group. There's a confidence level about them that they can come through in clutch situations. And, it did flip last week in Mobile, where they were making plays, and they really dominated those 3 games as well against a team that I think is going to be proven to be pretty good in the end of the season as well. So there's there's a different feel around this group than obviously last year, and it is more reminiscent of the 2021 season than ended in a regional for this team. But again, we've talked about it. We talked about it with Will Bolt the other night about the lineup, and that there's guys really almost up and down 1 through 9 that can hurt you. I mean, Garrett Anglim's in his batting 7th and came up with a big hit, the home run in the 8th inning to break the tie. And then they got it back to the top of the order for Bryce to get the base hit. And Max Anderson, Jessica, is playing probably about as well as anybody in the country right now with his hits today. He's hitting over 500. It's really early in the season, but he's swinging the stick like one of the better batters in the country right now.
It's got to be a relief for those guys when there are so many guys in the lineup that are hitting well, that it's I guess less pressure when you get up in the box, that you know that there's guys behind you and in front of you that are swinging it well. When you have that many guys that are doing, because you just listened, 4 guys, and I was looking at the box score today. I mean, there were a number of guys that you could say. I know Garrett Anglim hit the big hit, but there are a lot of guys that you could pick as the MVP of the game, I guess.
100%. When you kind of going, then one guy doesn't feel like, man, I got to get us a hit or we're not going to score. They really feel like they can kind of pass the baton. And I know you're talking some track and field tonight. You pass the baton kind of up and down the lineup, and that's a really good feel. But as Will Bolt will tell you, or any baseball coach will tell you, it kind of starts on the mound. And Emmett Olson was pretty darn good today through 6 innings, his longest outing of the year. Gave up 3 solo home runs, and that was really all that the offense Vanderbilt had, and you don't like giving up home run balls. The good news was they were all single shots, so it wasn't a 2 or 3 or 4 run home run that puts you in a bit of a hole. And then Shea Shanneman was fantastic. So kind of get the two things working together, pretty good offense, and then that kind of pitching makes you be a pretty competent team.
How big is that, too, that you save your bullpen when you have such good teams ahead of you the rest of the weekend?
Huge. I mean, really huge. So only used 2 guys today. Now, Hawaii's not a great team. That's who Nebraska will play tomorrow. But then you better save some arms for Ole Miss. The Rebels, who won it all in Omaha last June, really can hit. They're batting over 350 as a team, and that'll be a big challenge for Nebraska. So they hope to have a handful of arms ready for them on Sunday. But to get through a Friday game, to beat a nationally ranked team with only 2 guys in Olsen and Shea, pretty darn good for Nebraska. To get this thing going. Pretty good crowd today. Several hundred Husker fans are there. I know Chancellor Ronnie Green and his wife were also there. They popped into our booth at one point in time in the game. So, I think there was a little bit of some folks who came up here for the Big Ten women's tournament that stuck around to watch some baseball. Even our own Jeff Greesh was in attendance today with his family watching the game. So that was kind of fun to be able to share this one in front of several hundred Husker fans.
And I'll bet you guys get more tomorrow and Sunday just simply because it was in the middle of the day game today that maybe more people could get away and watch on the weekend.
Good point. I mean, I think you could see some people that will jump in their cars and head up tonight to catch 2 games.
Especially Ole Miss.
Before this series ends.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I was going to say, especially for that Sunday game, it seems like a lot of people interested in watching that game.
Keep an eye on that weather, too. I know there's some weather moving into the area. But, yeah, I hope that some people will jump in their car and come up and watch this. And I know it was on BTN Plus today, and obviously we had it here on the network.
How about the football stadium? What's that like?
First time I've been in here. Huskers played up here 2 years ago. I didn't make the trip up here. It's a little odd. I mean, they jammed a baseball field into that football complex. So there's it's a kind of a short porch in right field that you don't have to hit it a ton to get it out. There's no dirt anywhere around. There's really no skin to the infield. There's no warning track in the outfield. A couple of Vanderbilt people were kind of commenting about, well, this is really odd. But Huskers don't care. They'll go play anywhere. They'll go play in a parking lot if they have to, and they certainly love this one today.
I guess last thing I got, kind of give us a preview for the last 2 games, Hawaii and Ole Miss, what to be looking out for, what the Huskers need to do to maybe walk out of there with some big-time wins.
Yeah, Hawaii has struggled to start the year. They got beat pretty good by San Diego, that team Nebraska played 2 weeks ago last week, and they played in a tournament out in San Diego. They've not been as good in recent years. They were kind of a late addition, Jessica, to this tournament. It was supposed to be a true SEC Big Ten classic. Missouri backed out 6-7 months ago, and the Classic scrambled around and found Hawaii to take the Tiger spot. So you've got Maryland here with Minnesota, Nebraska, and then you've got Ole Miss and Vandy and Hawaii. But Ole Miss certainly really good. They're ranked 4th in the country, so a chance this weekend to play 2 top 10 teams, Vanderbilt today, 4th-ranked Ole Miss on Sunday. And again, they're different from Vanderbilt in the fact that they don't pitch it as well, but they can sure swing the bats.
Well, have fun in Minneapolis. It's one of Jeremiah's favorite cities. How much have we heard him talk about how much he loves downtown Minneapolis, or did while he was playing there?
I snuck inside the Vikings locker room last night. I thought about our friend Jeremiah, and a pretty cool locker room they have right there. And they exit from their locker room through kind of a little club section where booster or ticket holders and season ticket holders can have, it's like a little restaurant area that the team actually walks right through it to go out on the field. I'm sure Jeremiah's made that walk a time or two. It's a really, really cool stadium.
I was texting with him last night. Of course, he's at the draft. And O'Shawn ran a 4.87 the first time and then a 4.78 his second run, which was better. He said he'll want to improve upon that. So he was there watching those guys. So hopefully he didn't give me a yes or no, but hopefully he'll join us next week to break all that down. You excited to watch the Trey Palmer and Travis Vokolek tomorrow?
I sure am. I was disappointed in O'Shawn's first 40 time, so I'm glad he improved on that. And Jeremiah's right. He's going to have to get that into the 4.6s to really help his draft stock. But, we have Pro Day in Lincoln coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm sure O'Shawn will take advantage of that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Trey lays down tomorrow on his 40 time.
What do you think he runs?
I think he'll be in the low 4s. I really do. I think he's got the ability to do that. And if he does, I think he certainly makes himself maybe a second-day pick in the draft come April.
All right. Well, we'll see. But I'm with you. I think he lays it down. And that's the good thing about these combine guys is that if they don't do as well as they feel like they can do, they get another shot at it at pro day.
No doubt. And again, even guys like who aren't at the combine get a chance to show off in a few weeks in Lincoln, like Garrett Nelson. It's going to be a big day for Garrett Nelson to try to test well and show that he's worthy of a draft pick in about 6 weeks.
All right, well, have fun and bring back 2 more wins, so 3 wins when you come back to Lincoln.
We'll do our best.
Appreciate Greg spending some time with us. They are, again, we'll be on the call in case you missed it, 2:30 tomorrow. So Greg and Ben will be out there on the call. So, all right, we got to get into in another break because up next we got Emmanuel Bandoumel with Nebraska men's basketball. Going to talk his career as a Husker and in the season. And he's got some great tidbits on Jamarcus Lawrence and Blaise Keita. So you'll want to stick around for that interview. And buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More from Sports Nightly coming up right after this.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs!
Over here.
Hot dogs, sir?
Nah, but when does the Nebraska Lottery guy come around?
Who?
You know, the guy who sells Nebraska Lottery scratch and lotto tickets.
Sorry, sir. Nobody like that around here. You need to go to a Nebraska Lottery retailer.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Well, when does the chocolate souffle guy come around?
You don't go to many baseball games, do you?
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
First pitch to Josh. Breaking ball hammer to left. That is absolutely crushed. Way out of here over the hitting facility in left field.
Hey, Husker fans. Tune in tomorrow with Greg Sharpe and Ben McLaughlin as Nebraska baseball takes on Hawaii. Pre-game coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Softball is also in action tomorrow with a doubleheader against Weber State in Arizona at 12:45 p.m. Tune in to your local affiliates or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You ain't seen nothing. This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. Like the Ford F-150 or the all-new Ford Super Duty. Or check out Ford Maverick and Ford Ranger pickups. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford Tough truck can do for you. There's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
When you're a fan, you wear your team's jersey on your back and your heart on your sleeve. After a win, your world glistens. Lose, and the hurt permeates your soul. You'll always have a place with us in the Cox Fan Zone, where everyone can play and connect with other fans in a big group hug. See, in the Fan Zone, you're not some crazy fan. You're home.
Hey, Husker fans, this is Greg Sharpe, voice of the Huskers. Say Fan Zone into your Contour voice remote to play. Not at home? Visit Cox.com/fanzone. Go Huskers.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My Channel Seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. As we welcome you back to Sports Nightly, I'm Jessica Coody, and Nebraska men's basketball set to close out the season with the regular season finale at Iowa on Sunday, 1 o'clock tip. And to talk a little bit about that and just the Huskers season overall, Emmanuel Bandoumel, who just celebrated Senior Day as well inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. And we've had, I told you this, I saw you off the court or at Pinnacle Bank Arena and at practice a couple weeks ago and was saying that fans were asking about you. So give us an update. How you doing? How's the knee?
Knee's pretty good, actually. I'm down to one crutch for the people that saw me walking around with two crutches. So now I'm down to one crutch. And today's actually marks the 5th week post-surgery. So, doing really good. Range of motion is pretty good right now. Getting my strength back in my knee. Can actually walk a couple of steps without my crutch, and we getting in there. It's like a slow grind, but actually, we seeing some progress, especially right now with my PT guy. We really working at it, and he's doing really good with me. He's being really great. So, we working at it. We're attacking it one day at a time, and we seeing some progress, especially right now. So, it's been really cool to see it. Really cool.
Awesome. Well, senior night, you guys got quite the ovation, all of you guys that were honored there. What did that mean to you, going through that and hearing that kind of perception from Husker Nation?
It's really funny, especially me. It's like my second time doing it because I did it at SMU, but like to do it here and and especially in that like situation that I'm in right now, being injured and all of that, just to see so much like that much people like actually rooting for me and actually rooting for the even though I'm done right now and I can't play, they're still like rooting for me. They're still like looking towards to like watching me in the future, and it just is a lot about like Husker Nation. They just really care about the players and they really care about like the student that that comes here and play for this uniform. So it's just, for me, it's like great to see like that many people actually like caring about me getting better, watching me play after I'm done here, telling me that I'm like a Husker for life, and they actually like they actually like embrace what I did for the program, even though it was for like that short amount of time. And it's just great. It's just a great feeling. Like literally, I was with my sister, and it was funny because she was literally like telling me, you did like really a good job, right? Like here, and the people are recognizing it, and I'm like, yes. And I had little tears at one point, but I was trying to keep it all in. But it was actually like, I was telling her like, people are recognizing what I'm doing. It's so great to like see it happen and to see that I'm, impacting so many people's life. And that's what it is about. At some point, it ain't just basketball. It's more than just basketball. It's also about life and stuff. So
for sure,
yeah, definitely it makes a good huge difference.
Your career is done, your college career is done, and you've been so positive every time I've seen you. A lot of people, I was telling you just a second ago, I tore my ACL and I was depressed. But, you know, you've been so uplifting and you've stayed locked in. The coaches have sat here week after week and said how important you've been to what this team is doing now. Even despite you not being on the court, you have helped play into the buy-in and the belief that this team still has. Why are you wired that way? Why has that been so important for you to be that way?
I mean, I think it's just in our culture with my family. You know, our parents, basically, they came from, you know, nearly nothing. They left Africa, they came to Canada, they left their family behind and all that good stuff. So it's like, you know, they gave us another chance to, like, you know, have a shot in life and, you know, being in better situations. And, you know, when I talk to my cousin and when I talk to, like, you know, some of the people when they're back home, they got, like, situation going on. Like, some people, they don't get to go to school. Some people, they don't get to, like, practice the sport that they want. And it's the same thing back in Canada. A lot of people, they don't get the chance to be in my shoes. And right now I'm looking at it like, yes, basketball, I knew it was a privilege, but at the same time, I understand that, you know, I'm still alive. I'm still, like, you know, I'm still chasing my dream in a way. I'm still, like, in the best position to have, like, the best resource in Nebraska to, you know, take care of my knee and all of that good stuff. And, you know, some people, they get hurt and they don't have the chance to get that, you know, those types of resources. And I'm in a great position to, like, actually, you know, benefit from it. And for me, I look at it as, like, you know, I'm still here. I'm still alive. There's nothing that's stopping me from, you know, doing stuff, like, literally every day. I still have a voice. I still can talk. I'm still in a good position to, like, you know, get my master's degree. I'm still chasing my dream after this. I got so much love for basketball that I know that I'll come back stronger and, like, you know, chase my dream. So it's just, you know, I look at it in a positive way. Yes, it is kind of, it sucks in a way because I wish I could have played more in that uniform, but at the same time, like, you know, it's a blessing because I get to reflect on life a little bit more and, you know, embrace what I got. And, you know, that's how it is. Basically, you know, there's always somebody that's in a worse situation than us, and we don't realize it. So that's why I'm taking it, like, positively.
What a great perspective. Visiting with Emmanuel Bandoumel of Nebraska men's basketball. You know, again, the coaches have talked about how immediately, you know, the mindset, the culture that's in place, you played a big role in that. How were you able to do that? What was your approach to that in, you know, that hard nose on the defensive end and you know, some of the things that you helped implement in the culture? How did you go about that, and what was your approach to that?
I mean, I told you since day one, basically, that first day that we met and that we had that interview, it was a one day at a time type of process. You know, I didn't want to just barge in and just come with, you know, let's do this, let's do that. No, it's a one day at a time type of thing. And, you know, a lot of people respect you when you show stuff by example. And I was, you know, for me, it was always by showing by example, you know, playing hard, trying to do whatever it takes to keep us on the same page, try to do everything to show people how to play defensively, like, you know, by showing it with my, you know, my defensive prowess and my effort. And, you know, after that, when people see you working that hard, now they're willing to listen. And, you know, that's how I view it, and that's how I saw it at first. And, you know, at one point it was just really easy to actually tell the younger guys, well, this is what you're supposed to do here. And, you know, that's what our defensive scheme is about, and this is what we need to do, and blah, blah, blah. So it was just easy to take it like a one day at a time type of process, especially with a new team with, you know, Greasel coming in, new guy, you know, the new guys coming in, and, you know, all of us, like, kind of, you know, and getting together and actually sinking in together. It's a process that takes time, and, you know, now we seeing benefit of it right now, but, you know, it's a one day at a time process, and it's actually just, you know, keeping going at it. Keep talking, you know, even though I'm down right now, I'm still talking to the guys, you know, talking them to, like, be in the right position. Maybe we don't hear me as much from the bench, but I talk a lot. I try to, you know, do my part as much as I can. And, you know, I think that's how I basically got, you know, we got there to that point, and that's basically how I did it, just by being vocal and showing by example.
Coach has talked about how you took Jamarcus Lawrence under your wing, and he's followed your lead and what he's been able to do on the defensive end. How proud are you of the freshman and the way he stepped up and tried to fill your role a little bit?
Oh, he's doing more than filling my role. Jamarcus is going to be an amazing player, I believe. So, like, just him being a freshman and actually, like, you know, filling those shoes of, like, being a starter, you know, that early in his career, and actually, like, you know, producing. Like, last night, I was literally looking at Curry, looking at the guys on the bench. I was so proud of what he was doing defensively and offensively. You know, stuff were clicking, and it's just, you know, it was. I don't want to say that I took him under my wing, because he's just a brother to me that wanted to listen and that was willing to do whatever. He's really like a sponge. Like, he wants to learn, he wants to do the right stuff, the right things, and it was easy for me to just, you know, I see that he want to learn. I see that he wants to do the right stuff, and it was just easy for me to like, you know, I got you. I got, you know, whatever you need, just come to me and talk to me. I'll talk to you and I'll tell you what to do if you got questions or whatever. And he came by himself. I didn't do anything really, but, you know, propose him to like, you know, if you need anything, I'm here. And he just took it. And I think it's showing today, but it's not even me. It's really all him. He's really a great player. He's willing to listen, willing to do the work. And it's just showing today. And he was just, you know, I was telling him, you know, stay ready. We never know what's going to happen. And obviously the injury happened, and now he's, you know, it's his time to shine. He took the role, and now it's showing. And I'm really proud of the work he's doing. I'm proud of him every day. I think I don't even tell him enough, but I'm really, really proud of what he's doing right now.
That's awesome. Also, Blaise Keita, also I was told that you really helped him when he got here because he speaks French, and you speak French, so you really helped him with his transition.
Yeah, no, it was something because I've been in his shoes, and at one point where when I first got, you know, to the United States, it was for me, it was kind of weird to actually, like, you know, switch it all to, like, English, because at first it was like, okay, I can speak English here and there, but I'll strictly speak French. So now I understand, like, what it was for him, and I was like, you know, I had the chance in JUCO to have actually a French guy on my team that he spoke French, too, and at the same time, he was kind of helping me with the transition and all, so it was just, you know, kind of second nature to, like, you know, help Blaise out with the, you know, with the language barrier, and then actually help coach, you know, kind of, you know, do that transition and help them, you know, be on the same page all the time. And I told you, it was kind of the main thing for me is to be the glue guy and keep everybody on the same page. So whatever it takes, and it took French for us to be on the same page. So I took French for us to be on the same page. Yeah.
You gotta like what Blaise does on the defensive end.
I love him. I mean, we can talk about this all day. Who at 6'11" with this type of body will take charges in the Big Ten? And Blaise does it. He gonna block shots. He gonna take charges, wall up on guys, get rebounds. It's just great to see that. Just to see that presence in the paint, and, you know, having somebody that can, you know, that takes a lot of pressure off, like, you know, our defense. It's just great to have him on the team. And I know that, you know, injuries are like, you know, injuries and all that stuff are, you know, kind of in the game, you know, is working on his ankle and all that stuff. But when he's out there, you know, full strength, he's just a great force in there in the paint. It's just been, you know, a pleasure to see that, and to see that he's, like, you know, basically improving every game. And we seen it, like, whenever he started and Dirk wasn't there, it was kind of tough at first, but now that he's filling that role of being kind of the second guy coming in the second unit, he's embracing it, he's doing his job, doing the work, and it's showing every day. Even at practice, it's showing.
You've been a Husker just for a short time, but have you embraced the Iowa rivalry, you know?
Yes. It's really funny. I mean, it's actually really funny because I'm really close to Coach Nate, and Nate actually, don't want to say hate, but we can actually get to the point that he hates Iowa, and he really disliked them. And, you know, me being really, like, a big competitor and being, you know, close to Nate, our coach, is, you know, I was just feeling it with that energy, and I play with a chip on my shoulder. So whenever I need, like, even though I don't necessarily hate a team, I'll just have that chip on the shoulder, and basically, like, having that, you know, scenario in my head of, like, we supposed to hate Iowa? Well, let's go, let's hate Iowa. So it's just like, you know, it gives me, like, you know, kind of that chip on my shoulder to play with, and now I get, like, something to play, like, you know, that's worth playing for now. That's even bigger. So.
Last thing I got for you, just, you know, again, you've talked about how much it's meant to you. So what's the biggest takeaways that you'll take away for the rest of your life from your time being a Husker?
Wow, there's so much. There's so much. I don't even think there's actually one thing that I can take. If I would take something, it would be the whole year. Literally, every experience that I had this year was great. But I think I'll say the highlight for me personally would be, like, to be honored and be a black shirt, and that's gonna be, like, something that's forever. And now me and Juwan will be, like, the first black shirts out of, you know, football, and I think that's a pretty huge deal. And, you know, to be recognized as great defenders, and especially, like, guys that change the culture, you know, I think it's just, for us, it's really big to, you know, understand that it is actually a big. Whenever you told me about the story, I was like, okay, this is actually really bigger than I thought it was, and now I was really embracing it. And, you know, it's really funny. But with me throwing the bones every every position that we get a stop or whatever. You know, I see people doing it in the crowd. I see people doing it on the jumper tunnel, and it's like, well, you know, I think I changed the culture in that way, and it's like, you know, I was embracing the whole time. I was really honored to be a black shirt. So I think that'll be the one thing that I take with me.
I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot to ask you about it. Are you hanging it up somewhere? You're going to have it framed, or what are you going to do with it?
Definitely have it framed. And for the people that think that it's a curse, no, it's not. It just happened that me and Juwan got her injured, but it's fine. It's not a curse. If we don't think it's a curse, it's not a curse. So.
Juwan's coming back.
Exactly. So.
Well, Emmanuel Bandoumel, it's been a pleasure. You've been such a joy and a treat to work with this whole year, and I know Husker fans have appreciated your contributions to Husker basketball. And the team's not done yet, and you're going to be as much of a part of it, standing over there helping coach guys up and being that energy and voice on the bench. So appreciate everything you've done, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me here.
All right, again, that is Emmanuel Bandoumel with Nebraska men's basketball. All right, going to step aside for another break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Baum with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter agents Jeff Bond or Reed Duvall in Lincoln for a free insurance review.
It's Ram Truck Month at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair. Your shopping experience in new 2023 Ram 1500 will surpass your expectations. With Woodhouse Ram, your car buying journey is on your terms. In-store off Highway 30 in Blair or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com, where you can shop our inventory, apply for financing, and live chat with our sales team. Discover the 2023 Ram 1500 during Ram Truck Month, going on now at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of these 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. 402-413-2400. Still a couple more quick segments if you want to be a part of it. Cole, how great is Emmanuel Bandoumel?
One of the nicest guys in the world.
I mean,
his energy is just amazing.
What a great attitude. I mean, Crypto King in the chat said he should be a motivational speaker. He's unbelievable. And I just commented in the chat, that attitude and energy, how he was in the interview, is how he has been every single day that I've seen him over the past almost year since he's gotten here to Lincoln. I mean, that is how he is. So and we always hear the coaches, the assistant coaches, when they come in here and do the shows, or even Fred Hoiberg, how much they've mentioned how huge he's been to the culture that's been in place for what this basketball team has been able to do this season, and to close out the season. He's been absolutely as involved as he was at the beginning of the season. So just a great human being, has been a great part of this program and has left his mark in a very short time. And he also was telling me how appreciative he is of Nebraska, that, going through the rehab and the surgery, that he has all the resources needed, even though he's done playing as a Husker, that they're still going to take care of him and all of that. And we've talked about that on the show here with the coaches too, that his rehab, his physical therapy, the surgery, the doctors, all of that he's going to be taken care of. So great person, and I appreciate him chatting with us. Cole, we were just chatting in the break. We covered almost every sport we have here today.
Very true.
We didn't talk Husker women's basketball, but we've talked women's basketball, men's basketball, track and field, baseball, softball, and we even got a little football in.
A little bit of football, a little bit of combine football, which isn't.
We're versatile around here.
Yeah.
And right now I'm going to talk a little wrestling, because we got Big Ten wrestling championships that are starting tomorrow. Session 1 starting at 9 a.m. Session 2, wrestlebacks, 4:30, semifinals at 6:30, and then championship coverage begins 3:30 on Sunday. All of this on the Big Ten Network. We talked to Liam Cronin yesterday, a 125-pounder. He was one of the Huskers that got a bye in the first round. So if you're a first or second first or second seed, you get a bye in the first round. And so it was Liam Cronin, Silas Allred, Mikey Labriola, and Peyton Robb. Peyton Robb got the number 1 overall seed in his weight class. So this Husker wrestling team has been solid all year, and I think they're going into it and expecting to make some noise, not only at the Big Tens, but also at the NCAA championships are coming up in a couple weeks as well. So it's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited. Are you going to tune into some wrestling this weekend, Cole?
I will try to. I'm usually, I'll admit, I'm not the biggest watcher of wrestling, but it sometimes just confuses me with everything that's going on. But I will say this, the guys that have been in our studio between Liam and Silas Allred the other week, they are the nicest, most gentleman-like guys, just right up there with Emmanuel. So
they absolutely are.
Yeah.
I agree, absolutely. Great group of guys, so, and they're talented, so should be a fun weekend. I really enjoy watching wrestling. I know we've had that conversation off air with Greg. I'm actually enjoy watching wrestling, a wrestling fan, so I will be tuned in. I don't know how I'm going to keep it all straight these last few weekends, and we've got still a couple more where everything is interchanging. It's like, how do you keep it all going and straight? And that's what people ask what time the radio broadcasts start. I can't keep them all straight. I'm like a 1 hour at a time trying to figure out what's going on at that time of the day. But yeah, again, Huskers Radio Network app or Huskers Radio on social media, we keep you updated on all there. And then if you download the app or Huskers.com, all the streams are right there. All right, final break. We're here to wrap up the show. Coming up next here on Sports Nightly.
Husker fans, don't miss your chance to get a first look at new head coach Matt Rule and the 2023 Husker football team. Be in Memorial Stadium on Saturday, April 22nd for the annual Nebraska football red and white spring game presented by FNBO. Tickets are on sale now and are only $10 when purchased in advance and $20 on the day of the game. To secure your tickets today or for more information, visit Huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment here on this Friday quote-unquote party show. I don't know if it's been a party, if I let you guys down on the chat. They like to call it the Friday party show. We've tried to keep it a party. But, man, we've had a lot of great guests. It's been a fun 2 hours, and so appreciate everybody that's hopped on and contributed. So we're going to wrap things up like Greg always likes to do with winners and losers on this Friday evening. And if you've paid attention since Cole started, he refuses to do losers. He refuses. I told him yesterday, get a winner and loser. He will not do losers. He will only do a weekly winner. So we'll let you go first then, Cole.
That might change as I've been here longer, and maybe I'll get more cynical or something, but Not for now. Anyways, the winner for me just broke the news this afternoon. Josh Caron being named to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year Award watch list. And that's, as far as I know, that's a pretty big deal if you were to win that award. We're only 8 games, I think, into the season, but very cool of him to be named onto that watch list. So that's my winner.
Absolutely, yeah. And we heard Coach Bolt really bragging on him the other night when he was here in studio. All right, I'm going to start with my loser, and it's the NCAA. I wish I could go back since I've started, how many times I've said the NCAA was my loser, but came down, I think, last weekend. Their first ever NIL ruling was against the Cavender Twins at Miami. So women's basketball was their first ruling. Oh, and how many times have we heard? We heard about the deal that fell through at Florida with the quarterback and the money that was guaranteed to him. And then there's so many different instances that we've heard and questionable things that have happened in NIL across football, men's basketball, and we're going to start with punishing women's sports and the Cavender Twins. And that's what they kind of came out and put out a TikTok. They're TikTok stars too, and so they kind of put out a tweet mocking the NCAA, but I'm like, yeah, really, we got to start with the women's basketball. Anyways, that's my loser. We won't spend too much time on it. My winner is Caitlin Neal with the walk-off, giving the Huskers the win in Game 1 today. She's from Arizona native. Gives the Huskers the win in walk-off fashion. Had a ton of friends and family there in attendance, as we heard Nate Rohr talking about earlier. And her bat has been hot. She's been the one consistent bat throughout this lineup, really since the season started. And Maddie was really bragging on her, Maddie Fowler-Burkhart, in the broadcast today. So she's came out of the gate hot, has had a great start to the season, and gave the Huskers the win in walk-off fashion today. Did you work that game, Cole?
No, I did not.
So you had the baseball game today?
Yeah.
Well, how about that? Walk-off fashion for Husker softball.
Good day, like you said, good day for the Diamond Sports.
We were talking last night. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't think people understand the differences. Like, I think people just think that they could get in a circle and hit fast pitch pitchers, but you've actually experienced it, and it is not easy.
Yeah, no chance. And especially, because it's underhand, their rise ball, you don't see that at all in baseball. You have no idea what that even is.
Do you swing and a miss?
Yeah, I mean, it was, way behind on it. Yeah, I think I foul tipped 1 or 2 in the 10 tries, but...
Well, the pitching's been great for the Huskers, so hopefully they can keep it rolling tomorrow. Again, we have a full slate here on the Huskers Radio Network all weekend long. We got Husker baseball tomorrow, 2:30. We've got softball. What time again? Softball tomorrow?
Oh, let me check.
But Sunday, basketball, noon, pregame, 1 o'clock tip, and then we'll also have baseball on the Huskers app and Huskers.com and a few affiliates.
Softball at 12:45 pregame, and then against Weber State, and 3:45 against Arizona.
30 minutes, I think, following that game, they'll be back on again against, big one against Arizona. So again, all day tomorrow and Sunday, we got you covered right here on the Huskers Radio Network. Cole, thanks for helping out, and thanks for doing the ticker. You killed it. Thank you guys for listening, and have a great weekend. Enjoy the weekend, jam-packed full of sports, and we'll see you right back here on Monday for a full show. Actually, we have a men's basketball show coming up on Monday, so right here on Sports Nightly. Have a great weekend.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Woodhouse Nissan offers a variety of SUVs and crossovers that will fit your lifestyle. Stop into one of our 2 convenient locations and check out the brand new all-electric 2023 Nissan Ariya. This versatile SUV seats up to 5 people and offering plenty of cargo space without compromising its efficiency. With Nissan Drive at Home, you can conveniently schedule your next test drive online and have it delivered to your driveway anytime. Start shopping today at woodhousenissan.com or woodhouseplacenissan.com.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator